what ended up happening was I saw a bankruptcy lawyer. It says, with all the business pros know that you are to go into the red as much as you can while stashing away cash. Then you file for bankruptcy one time allowed only. What on earth are you talking about, and what the hell does that mean? How bad is it going to be? How much am I not going to be able to pay? Am I going to get sued into oblivion? Am I going to eventually have to declare bankruptcy? I have no idea what's going to happen. You know, I really don't. Alright, let's see. Timbo Slice Cherry said bankruptcy is not as it was years ago. A lot of people do it and then years down the road have an amazing life. It's definitely something to look into. Listen, I don't want to do it unless I absolutely have to, but I know there's tons of criteria that you need to have to qualify. Certainly having 2 fucking homes in my name, I'm not going to qualify for it. So if anything, you know, once the condo in Connecticut is out of my name, whether I get sued for whatever the remaining money I owe on it or not happens, I think getting that condo out of my name is going to help me in the long run anyway, because maybe it'll help me to qualify for assistance or whatever in the long run anyway. But there's no way anyone would say, oh, you own 2 homes and you're going to try to get fucking bankruptcy? Yeah, right. That's never going to happen. You're wondering why I don't declare bankruptcy. Well, if you actually knew anything about bankruptcy, you would know that there's several qualifications and things that you need in order to qualify for it. I'm nowhere near that right now, okay? Basically, things would have to get even worse, even though they're bad now. Things would have to get much worse for me to even qualify. So, you know, that's why. And by the way, what I do behind the scenes financially, you know, is none of anyone's business. I got an anonymous dollar tip saying, why don't I just declare bankruptcy? Listen, the bottom line is, I wish that there were easy ways out of everything. Right now, at least from what I'm to understand, because I own 2 homes, okay? And because basically, let me put it this way. People who declare for bankruptcy are allowed to declare bankruptcy because they've sought every other option and none of them work. Alright? They've tried everything. They've tried refinancing. They've tried paying everything even though it doesn't work, and they miss payments and stuff. The bottom line is, for me, I'm in a situation where I barely keep everything afloat. Barely. And I mean that too. Like, there have been a couple months when 2 weeks I was overdrawn on my bank account. Thank God they kept paying everything. And then I make enough money to kind of come back a little bit. But I'm now at the point where I just can't do it anymore. So the only way I would ever qualify for something like bankruptcy, I need to get rid of one of my homes. Namely the one I don't use, the one that I've been trying to get rid of for 5 fucking years. And I'm working on that right now. In reality, what needs to happen is, I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. I just can't pay that condo anymore. They're gonna eventually foreclose on it, but more than likely they're gonna just foreclose because I'm trying to do arrangements with them, and they're not working with me. Like, oh, we're gonna work with you, and then, oh, you don't qualify for it. I can now get to a better financial situation, whether it means declaring bankruptcy, whether it means being able to refinance, whatever it means. Right? You don't want to hear about my financial woes and stuff. But being very honest with all of you, if it hadn't been for your support over and over, I wouldn't even be here anymore. I would have lost this house by now. I wouldn't even be able to do this for a job. I probably would have had to declare bankruptcy and go get like a part-time job or 2-3 part-time jobs, you know, and give all this up. Android Charity says, I was thinking earlier how lucky I was to have Emerald 7 give such a huge amount, but even with that, I might not raise enough, so do you think he saved you from bankruptcy? Well, the bottom line is, again, I don't want to get into financials this morning. I don't know what I owe. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know how much I'm going to raise this month. Emerald 7, absolutely. What they contributed, number one, it helped the community because for over a month there, we had so many people with tier 3 subs, and it was just a big vibrant feeling around December, January when everyone was excited and everything. And it was awesome that he did that because the way he did it, it gave to the community while it also gave to me. And by the way, I should also say it gave to Twitch. Twitch gets a cut of all those subs, so it helped everyone. It was like a purely beneficial for everyone kind of a situation. And it was really nice because, I mean, that was insane, the cost of that to Emerald 7. But it absolutely, it helped me out. It's getting me through right now because right now I was in a tough situation. And now to get at least to the taxes, see what, you know, it's going to help. It's a good start. Let's put it that way. Is it enough to even handle like half of what I owe? Probably not. But it was a good start. You know, I love what I do. I want to be able to keep doing it. If I have to go out and get a different kind of job because I can't even do this anymore because it's not viable because the people in the European Union can't watch my stuff, I'm done. I mean, I would basically have to declare bankruptcy. I don't see another way out of it. I would have to say I'm going to have a dramatic drop in income. I can no longer support any of the debts in my name. Skills, man, that a 50-bit cheers is you should probably try something else if Article 13 gets passed that your income will decrease, as you say. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I mean, being realistic and honest here, getting another job will not work. It means I have less time to dedicate to streaming, which full-time streaming is my job and pays me more than any job I'm going to get out here in Washington State. Just being honest. Any job, literally any job I could get right now, I make more streaming than that. I have no clue what to do besides, like I said, drastic measures like selling the house and maybe trying to make a case for bankruptcy and say I have such a dramatic decrease in income, there's no way I can pay my debts anymore. I don't know what to do. Anthony says, have you considered filing for bankruptcy, or will you manage your debt better in the future? I need to refinance my house, then I can manage my debt better in the future. I can't file for bankruptcy because they're not going to let me. I own too much. They're going to say there's all these criteria and stuff you have to qualify for, and I know they're going to tell me I don't qualify for it. All this could go away next year anyway, because if Article 13 passes, we're all fucked. I will basically go out of business. There will be no way I'll be able to pay my bills. I guess what I'll have to do is declare bankruptcy. I'll have to, because with that kind of dramatic amount, I'll have to sell my house, declare bankruptcy, and basically I'll keep streaming, but it'll only be for Americans, because people in the European Union will not be able to watch my content. So if you live in the European Union, you should probably try to do something about Article 13. I'm just saying. If I lose my European audience, would it really affect me so much I'd have to declare bankruptcy? Yeah, dude, I'm not kidding. I know that a lot of you who watch my streams and contribute are in Europe. I'm not stupid. I've asked you guys many times. A lot of my mods are from Europe. And if you guys are gone and can't watch my stuff and can't contribute, that's it. I'm done. There's no way I can pay my bills. There's no way I can keep my house. It's over. I'm serious. Like, that would be it. So, right now, I'm on the very edge. Where I don't know what else I can do. Like, there's nothing certain to fix the problem. I can't declare bankruptcy because they'll say sell the house. I can't sell the house because I don't have the money to sufficiently sell the house. Moving to the East Coast, back to the East Coast isn't viable. I can't afford it. I don't know if I can get loans to pay the taxes, and I don't know if I can afford the loans to pay them monthly. I don't know how I would. I can't go to my parents for help. Like, see what I mean? Like, everything normally that I would do, I can't do. This sucks. You know, I don't want to have to make videos like this, but this is just real talk is shitty, and I don't want to go away. I don't. I love what I do, and I don't want to end up in a situation where I got to lose my house, or I've got to quit this altogether and try to find alternative means to make money for my life, or declare bankruptcy and ruin my life permanently because things went wrong and they were not in my control. He says you can try to strategic default on your Connecticut condo as it's a non-recourse state. They can't come after other assets that will damage your credit for 7 years. Yeah, it's much like, it's the same as like declaring bankruptcy and other things, that if I defaulted on that condo and I didn't pay at all on it, and, you know, I just used that money to pay other stuff, then what would happen is they would eventually foreclose on it. And when you get a foreclosure, that really hurts your credit badly. Right now is a time period when I have no idea what's going to happen. Without YouTube ad revenue, I have no idea if I'm going to be able to keep doing this and pay my bills. I don't know if I'm going to have to declare bankruptcy. Yeah, I'm not even going to pay attention to this. Again, people, why don't you sell your house and do that? Yeah, because it's overnight, right? Because overnight, I can sell my house and magically make tons of money, find another place, sell all the stuff in the house, renovate the house so that I can sell it. All this stuff is an overnight practice. Actually, no, it's not. It's an incredibly stupid suggestion. And by the way, the last thing I would ever do is leave this house. If I got into a situation where I couldn't pay the bills, what I would probably end up doing is looking at declaring bankruptcy, or maybe just not paying for the place in Connecticut, which I know would be a terrible thing. I mean, there's no plan B when it comes to money. I don't have it. What would end up happening, let's say, for example, I can't make up the lost revenue from YouTube, and now I can't pay my bills. I'm going to have to declare bankruptcy. I mean, I'd have to call my creditors and let them know, listen, I've had a significant dip in income, and there's no way to make it back, and it sucks, but that's the situation. So I'd have to work with my creditors to tell them I can't pay you what I owe you, but I can pay it, like, negotiate with them to say, can I pay half as much as what I'm paying now? So that way, at least maybe my money that I owe will be dropped on a monthly basis. I'd probably have to contact my accountant and say, listen, I don't know what I'm going to do about taxes. I don't know how I'm supposed to afford them. Can we reestablish what I owe for taxes? What do you suggest now that I make less money? And I probably have to look into it, and with the amount of debt that I owe, see if I qualify for something like bankruptcy. 10-year legacy to give up on it and say, well, I give up now because, you know, YouTube screwed me over in this way with this stupid automated crap. Let me just give up completely and just go get a full-time job that probably I'm not going to be able to pay my bills. More than likely, I'll have to declare bankruptcy. That's what I'm thinking, because I have so much debt in my name. If I don't have YouTube revenue and I can't find a way to make up for it in any way, there's no way I can pay my bills. So immediately what I'm going to have to do, call all of most of the debt people who I owe money and say, listen, I can't pay you anymore. And probably look into bankruptcy and shit like that, which I don't want to. It's going to ruin my life. It's going to ruin my credit, and everything will be screwed. So for you to say, oh, you know, you expect to get paid for this and that. Listen, I have proven with my 10 years of dedication and with the amount of work and time that I put into it from one individual that I do this because I love it, not because I make money doing it, all right? That's the truth. I would not still be doing this if I hated it. If I absolutely hated my fucking job, I wouldn't do it anymore. I'd go find something else. And whether it meant I would, oh no, I can't make enough money to pay my bills, I have to declare bankruptcy, then so be it. If my average viewership wasn't going up, if people weren't engaging, and you know what I mean? Like if this wasn't working, I wouldn't be here anymore. More than likely, I'd have to leave doing this for a living. I would have to declare bankruptcy because there's no way I would be able to pay my financial responsibilities even if I got a new job. I don't even know if I would have been able to move back to Connecticut because I don't know if I would have been able to afford it. I would have had to sell all my stuff. More than likely, I don't even know if I would have been able to do this anymore because making half as much money and having all that debt in my name, I don't know what would have happened. I would have went into bankruptcy. It would have been horrible. The bottom line is it takes a certain kind of person and it takes a certain kind of metal. And in a lot of ways, I might think that I'm kind of a crazy person to have put up with as much as I have because maybe it would have been made more sense at one point when things were going wrong to say, fuck this, I'm out of here. And I'm gonna go get, an in real life job. I don't know. I'll declare bankruptcy. I need that money to pay my bills. I'm in a situation now where I'm finally getting out of a tax situation with my state here. I'm finally gonna be out of that. But now I've got taxes. I gotta pay the federal government, and I gotta pay my bills. If I don't pay my bills, I'm screwed. I could go into bankruptcy here. So I'm now stuck with a condo. I can't short sell it. I can't get rid of it. And I literally get drained about $1,300 to $1,500 a month on my finances, and I'm completely stuck with it unless I either declare bankruptcy, in which case people will try to foreclose upon it and it will ruin my credit, or I just stop paying it, in which case, again, they'll foreclose upon it. It ruins my credit completely. Like, I'm pretty fucked. And I'll be honest here, if I only had the YouTube income and not any of the income from Twitch, I don't even know if I would have been able to pay my bills. More than likely what would have happened, I would have had to sell my house over the course of this year. I would have had to move back to Connecticut and use the money from the sale of the house to keep things afloat. And then more than likely, unless YouTube ad revenue magically spikes again, which is never going to happen, let's face it, it's just not going to happen. I don't know. Bankruptcy? Given your current financial situation, would bankruptcy be a valid option? This is coming from someone who doesn't understand how bankruptcy works, so it would be nice if you could explain it. Well, I'll be honest with you, Nick. I don't know the ins and outs of bankruptcy. I know how it works. I know that there's qualification. You need to be qualified for bankruptcy in various different ways. One of which is you need to have a certain amount of debt. So I would need to make sure that the amount of debt that I have qualifies to declare bankruptcy. Basically, I think what it is, it's a ratio of how much money you're making versus how much debt you have. And then you can qualify for certain levels of bank or certain types of bankruptcy where basically you'll say, yeah, there's no way you'll ever realistically pay off the debt because of your financial situation. And you can declare bankruptcy. And what that does, it negates certain things. It doesn't negate everything. A lot of people think, oh, it just wipes the slate clean. No, it doesn't actually. I think in this case, what would happen is certain revolving debts, like my credit cards, would be written off, but other things would not. Installment loans in particular, a lot of the times do not get written off. You're still responsible for those. Let me put it this way. Bankruptcy, all right, would only happen like as a last resort. For example, I doubt they would even allow me to declare bankruptcy right now because I own two homes. I own this house in Washington and I have the condo back in Connecticut that I can't get rid of. I'm stuck with it. I think what they would actually require me to do would be I'd have to sell this house first in order to declare bankruptcy, which means I'd have to move back to the shitty condo in Connecticut, which I don't want to do. This literally is a situation where I'm in dire financial straits, and if this stands where I'm going to be making half as less money on YouTube as I ever did before, starting now, I'm going to lose my house. I'm going to have all my shit reclaimed. Credit card bills are going to go default. I'm probably going to have to declare bankruptcy. I'm going to lose everything. And I know I keep saying that, but I mean, I have to emphasize how important it is. That is the momentum that has been going for a month that needs to keep going in order for me to not fall into financial ruin. I mean, worst case scenario, I might have to declare bankruptcy, and that's certainly something I don't want to do, you know? I'd like to get out of this. It might take a while, but I'd like to get out of this hole. I've been doing YouTube now for some 8+ years. I've been doing it as a job for 6. And when you're out of the job market for that long, good luck getting another job that's going to pay what I'm getting paid doing YouTube. That's kind of the situation I'm in. You know, a lot of people would say, well, just pack it up and get a normal job. I can't. I'm in a financial situation where even though I'm making way less money, I'm making more doing YouTube than if I ran out and got another job. That's the bottom line. The only reason that I would ever stop doing YouTube and Twitch and all this is if, like, all of a sudden the money literally 100% dried up. Then I would have to cut my losses, probably declare bankruptcy. Very shortly, if by the end of the year this doesn't turn around, I don't think you're going to be seeing me around as much as you did, if at all, because I won't be able to do YouTube as a job anymore. I was actually, literally, I was on the phone with my mother today, talking to her about this, and she's like, well, how could you get out of all that debt? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. Declare bankruptcy and ruin my credit and having to move out of this house? You know what I mean?
Here's what you came up with.
Here come the insults. DSP's inevitable future plus bankruptcy. I was right.